Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be putting the finish on another one of my wall mount guitar hangers. This one's made out of Sapele. It's looks like a reasonably figured piece of wood, so I'm excited to see how it looks with the finish on it. And the finish that we're going to be using today is the guitar finishing oil from Crimson Guitars. So I know it's made for guitars, but I don't have a guitar kicking around, and this is a great product, and I'm excited to see how it looks on here. Now, I have done a video before with this guitar finishing oil, but if I'm being honest, it was a bad video. I did a bad job of it. I didn't follow the directions. I didn't really take it seriously. I was like, oh, I wonder if I can build up this many coats in this amount of time. It performed really well, but it didn't really do it justice. So I figured I might as well make a video of this. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is apply a couple coats, probably, well, you know, maybe 3 or 4 coats, about 45 minutes apart. And you're gonna see how the first one goes on, because that's gonna be the one that really kind of brings the wood to life, so to speak, makes it look awesome. And then we'll build up a decent layer of it over the 3 or 4 coats, and it should look pretty nice when we're done. If you've been following my channel, you'll know I've made a few of these now, the varying ones. This one I carved by hand with my low angle block plane. I put all the beveling in there by hand and everything, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So I'm kind of interested, if you guys don't mind, I'm trying to gauge interest in these, because I'm thinking I might open up like a little online shop, an Etsy shop or something, and sell a variety of these kind of custom made in a variety of shapes and stuff, and various finishes and woods, and maybe even some other materials, acrylic or aluminum or something. So basically what I'm saying is, if you wouldn't mind letting me know in the comments section if you're interested in these at all. I'm trying to kind of gauge what the market would be for those before I start into it, because I mean, I don't need 50 of these things. I've only got way too many guitars, but there's no such thing as too many guitars, right? Anyway, I'm going to bring you in closer now, stop babbling hopefully, and we'll see how this finish looks on this Sapele. All right, so one of the great things about this finish is you can apply it just with a basic shop towel. Ooh, that was close. It comes in this beautiful stainless steel container, so you don't have to worry about it, you know, gradually corroding your plastic and wearing it down and having to replace it sooner because of that. It's extremely easy to use. You literally just wipe it on. So here's the kind of winning moment here. Let's see how this looks on the first coat. See what an incredible difference that makes just on the top there. Looks beautiful. Now on the first coat, the idea is to kind of build up a fair bit of it so that it soaks in a little, right? And what you can do actually, and I think what I probably should do, is you can apply it with an abrasive, like a sandpaper or something, and it'll kind of almost fill in the pores a little bit. So I'm just quickly going to go, after I get this kind of first skim coat on here, as this is just starting to soak in, I'm going to go grab a bit of high grit sandpaper, and I'm going to continue to apply this first coat using that. But yeah, you gotta get, you know, a reasonable amount on there in the first one so that it'll soak in. So give me a second here. Well, I'll cut the video appropriately, and we'll apply some with the sandpaper. All right, so I've got some 1500 grit here with the foam backing on it. I like using this stuff with the foam backing, and here's why. Because I can use that that backing to kind of soak some of it up here and get it on there. There we go. And then I can flip it over once I've done that. My hands are going to be just a mess at the end of this. Should probably wear gloves, but hey, whatever. Yeah, then I can flip it over, and sticking with the grain direction here for the most part, except along the bevels because it's not necessary. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating little bits of, you know, sawdust, right, from the wood as I sand. as you typically would in this situation. And those bits of sawdust are getting mixed in with the oil and soaking into the grain with the oil to kind of fill it up a little bit. So that should act as a bit of a grain filler. I should have waited until this thing was finished to ask you guys if you were interested in them. Look at this. This looks amazing compared to how it did just a few minutes ago. What a great piece of wood. All right, so I'm going to let that sit just for a moment here. In fact, it's already kind of soaking up most of the oil. I'm going to wipe off the excess. All right, and I'm going to let it dry for about 45 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and reapply. And so we'll see you in 45 minutes for the second coat. It's been a good 45 minutes or so since we last applied this. So it looks awesome. Honestly, I'm super happy with it. It's got what I would call kind of a low satin sheen to it right now. Extremely even. This stuff is just excellent. I'm very pleased with it. But yeah, definitely dry to the touch. Wood is looking beautiful. I'm so happy with this. Anyway, let's apply another coat, shall we? See if we can build up a little bit of finish. I'm not sure about this stuff, like after a couple days or so, if it tends to dull out a little bit. I know a lot of oils and other finishes do as they kind of get absorbed. So let's just wipe on another finish, or another coat rather. Maybe not as heavy this time, and I'm just doing it with the cloth. I'm not bothering with the sanding technique this time. But what I'm doing here, I'm not obviously aiming for a gloss finish per se. If I were, then to be honest with you, an oil wouldn't be the right choice generally. I mean, you might be able to get a gloss with this just like you can with True Oil. They're very similar, but it's not really a reasonable way to approach that goal, in my opinion. I mean, I would have just sprayed some lacquer at it if I wanted that. What I'm looking for here is more of a classy satin look, or potentially almost a semi-gloss for you out there who spray a lot of lacquer. Maybe like a 40-degree sheen type thing, somewhere in between. This stuff is just incredibly easy to work with. All right, so that wood is still absorbing oil. I can tell because the shine on it's going away pretty much immediately when I put it on there, and I'm not really having to wipe away a notable amount of excess. So it seems to me that this is going to take another coat or two. But this is my second or third thing that I've done with this oil. Doesn't that look awesome? So happy with that. Second or third thing that I've done with this oil, and I've barely scratched the surface of what's in the container here, despite honestly spilling probably half of what's come out of here, just trying to pour on a heavy coat. So yeah, this stuff goes a long way. I imagine with a small container like this, I could probably do a couple guitars easily, depending on how much you want to build up. But I'm going to leave this 45 minutes or so and do another coat, maybe once or twice. I don't see any reason to do that on camera because you've seen how I do them now. They're going to be the same as this last one. So we'll be back when those have dried and I'll show you how it looks. Well, there you go, guys. That's our finished product. A nice kind of high satin shine on there. And that's just 4 quick coats of this stuff, about 45 minutes apart. No sanding in between or anything like that. Just the first one applied with the sandpaper like I showed you. So I think we can all agree, even if you don't like this particular piece of wood, which I do, that really brings out the well, it makes it look better. I'm really happy with this. So great product, really accents the features of the wood. That's probably what I should have said a few seconds ago when I was stumbling there, and makes it kind of come to life. And unlike, for example, mineral oil or something like that, it does act as a nice finish. It gives it that shine, and it has some protective qualities. So great product, pretty happy with this. Like I said, please let me know if you guys are at all interested in these kind of handmade guitar hangers, because I'm trying to gauge whether or not I should bother making a bunch of them and maybe starting to sell them or something like that. And that's about it. If you're interested in checking out the guitar finishing oil, I will put a link to Crimson Guitar's website in the description, as well as their YouTube channel, which is, way better than mine, let's be honest. I'm way more successful. So you can check that out as well. Probably learn a lot from them. And you can see some of the other finishing products and whatnot that they have available. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you guys found this video useful, or at least entertaining, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.